Hey guys, single leg. Let's take a look at one of the easiest takedowns that we can do. We're going to be looking at our single leg. This is a good takedown for both wrestling and jiu-jitsu, but we're going to be looking at it with a jiu-jitsu sort of context because we're going to be using the gi to help us do the single leg. So let's take a look at our basic single leg. So a basic single leg just requires us to grab one of our opponent's legs. We're going to be controlling their leg with our arms, and in this case we're also going to be using our knees to control the leg as well. We're going to be driving our opponent to the ground. We can drive them backwards or we can drive them forward depending on how they're reacting. So first let's take a look at how to get to the single leg. So we're in the gi, so we're going to start off with gi grips. Oftentimes we're going to be able to get our hand to grab the collar, just the same side grip, reaching straight forward to get the collar. I wanted one of his legs to be in front, so if his leg is not there, I'll just kind of pull on the side that I want the leg to be forward with. So I just pulled on his arm right here with my left hand, which brought his right foot forward in this case. Now, to get the single leg, as opposed to like a wrestling shot where we actually bend and we come down onto our knees, with this, we're just going to start driving them forward and then lift the leg as it starts to naturally come up. So once I'm in this position, I'm going to bend my knees, I'm going to drive my head towards him as his leg naturally comes up. Once his leg comes up, I'm actually using my knees to pinch the leg. So we'll turn around here. So I'm using my knees to pinch. My feet are kind of like turned out, like pigeon-toed almost, because I'm using my knees here to pinch together. If my knees are open, then obviously his leg will fall out. Again, there's a lot of ways to do a single leg. With this variation, let's use the knees to control their leg. My right hand is going to be holding the collar, and I'm just going to be hanging my body weight off of it to hopefully keep his posture broken. My left arm is going to continue to hold on to their knee, just like this. My head, very important, is going to be staying right on the stomach. I don't want my head to go towards their back, because when my head goes towards the back, they're going to start to wrap my neck in like a front headlock so they can go for the guillotine. So I'm going to keep my head right here on his stomach. I'm looking towards you, and I'm holding on with the right hand on the collar. Now, if I want to finish this, I can either push him backwards by running the pipe, meaning I'm just going to drive my head into him and step backwards with my left foot. It'll look like this, which will take him down this way. Alternatively, if he's kind of resisting or if he's not really addressing the collar pull, we can just pull him forward as well. So once I'm here, I get the single leg and he's really leaning forward, I can just pull him down towards the mat like this as well. And that'll take us into a good leg fold position to start to pass the guard. So let's take a look at our single leg. Let's pay special close attention to how we get into the actual position. So we have our grips. I'm going to start to push him and get his weight onto his back foot. As that happens, his lead leg is going to start to become light. I'm not necessarily going to drop down to my knees with this single leg variation. I'm simply going to step forward and wrap and pull the leg up as I get him walking backwards. So we're here, I come in, and I use my forehead almost to bump him backwards. Good grip on the knee, good grip on the collar. My head is right in his belly. Make sure that your head is staying up. We don't want our head looking down, and we don't want our back bent over. So I keep my spine straight, my head straight. Once I'm in this position, I can either take him backwards or I can pull him forward depending on how he reacts. I'll show the single leg from another perspective. Once we've finished and he's on the ground, of course I end up in like a half guard position. We could come for a knee slide here, kick out with an X pass, or just sit down and start to work from the half guard position. This is our basic gi version of a single leg, not requiring us to even have to shoot in on our opponent. We'll look at that variation later.
Remember, there's two variations to this one, forward and backwards pulling.